Hello you guys, welcome back. Thank you for being here. Today I wanted to make a video on just how important it is and how much it really shows when you take the time to pour into yourself first before you kind of try to go out in the world. And I know that this can be a difficult thing to want to do because if you are like me, then you probably really enjoy connecting with people and putting yourself out there and expressing yourself, and you want to be seen and received by the people that you're supposed to, who get you and understand you, and you want to shine and be the most expressive version of yourself. And you probably have lots of dreams and goals that you really want to grind for and you really want to make a reality. So I definitely understand and empathize with the fact that sometimes slowing down or doing something that feels more mundane or just taking that time to really tend to yourself can feel like it's not the most productive thing to do in that moment, or like it's not worth it, or like it just sounds boring and like not fun, and it sounds more appealing to like just be on the go and to be out there, you know, and to be like super in motion. But I've really come to learn, I'm also trying to stop saying really because I say really so much, but I really have come to learn that it is like the most productive thing you could possibly do to pour into yourself first, to go inward first, to tend to yourself first, to tend to your frequency, your emotions, whatever really needs your attention, before, you know, going out into the world and expressing yourself. I truly believe that your inner world is really just the most important thing, and that your physical reality is definitely a reflection of whatever you have going on inside. And that is why it is so important that when we feel it's necessary, and you know, I definitely feel like you can trust yourself to be able to tell when you feel that pull to, you know, maybe quiet down a little bit or go inward a little bit more or step away a little bit from distractions or from socializing to really tend to those things. I feel like we can always kind of intuitively tell when that time comes, and that it just benefits us so much in so many ways and really is so important. And I understand that it can seem like, you know, when you're stepping away from grinding, it's like, okay, how is this actually helping me? But I really believe that like when we're just grinding, go, it actually ends up burning us out, and then we can't do anything, right? But if you can take that time beforehand to really get yourself right and get everything feeling good, get to a stable place, then you are able to be so much more productive. You're really able to like gather and collect your energy and be so much more efficient with it. So it's actually so much better. I recently was kind of going through this situation, well, I literally like have been the past like 2 weeks, where I'm unemployed now and I don't have that much going on. I have a lot of free time. So I really was like, okay, I'm going to record a video like every day. Like there's no excuse. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do that, or at least every other day. And I had this whole idea of like this routine that I was going to get into and just all these ways that I was going to show up in the world. And I just wanted to make all this content and be super expressive. And then reality hit me, and, you know, I've been going through a rough time, and I just was not in the mental place to be able to make that content. I literally tried. I came in my car, I parked, I tried to record a video for hours, and it was so frustrating, and it just wasn't happening. And I think also like my hormones had to do with it too. I'm not sure which phase of my cycle I was in. I know it really differs, and I know I can feel a difference, but I really want to get more in tune with that. But bottom line, my energy was not there for multiple reasons. I was also just really sad. I was trying to get it together to record this video, and it just wasn't working. And I just was having such a rough time. If you watch my most recent vlog, I kind of talk about just like I was just processing a lot of things. I was very emotional, just really tired. And I really had to just take every responsibility off the table to just survive and tend to myself. And of course I wanted to make these videos. Of course I wanted to do my makeup and get cute and take pictures and post it on Instagram. And I want to make TikToks and I want to hang out with friends and like be full of energy. Like I love what I feel like that, but it's just not reality all the time. And instead of trying to like push through, I really had no choice but to slow down and to just focus on like journaling and being nice to myself, letting myself cry throughout the day and just holding space for myself. And it was really, really rough at times. I also have a video on how I process my emotions and how I kind of hold space for them. And I definitely had to hold a lot of space recently. And, you know, I feel a lot lighter now and I feel so much better now. And that is really what inspired this video, is that it just, you have to sit with those emotions and you have to take that time to yourself to be able to come out and to be able to shine and to have your energy back and to feel like in the right place to be able to express, and not even that you have to be happy or in a positive mood to express, but I feel like it just, you can tell when you need to take that time to yourself. And the further you try to just push and keep going, that stuff doesn't go away. It just gets buried and it comes out in other ways, and eventually you will burn out. Eventually everything will come to a head. So it's kind of better, I've learned over the years, to just kind of deal with it right away instead of letting it build up. And like, trust me, I know how hard it can be to step away, especially when you feel close to accomplishing your goals, especially when you're like, I don't know, you want to just keep going and keep grinding. Like, I really get that. And if you find a flow, that's awesome. If you feel like you have the energy and you're doing good and you're like, you know, in a good rhythm, then ride that and keep going. But if you feel like, you know, you're getting not enough sleep and you're burning out, or, you know, there's just emotional stuff that's getting in the way, it's okay to slow down. Like, you have time, and it's just so much better for you. Like, things are going to go better if you take that time for yourself. And then also, if you feel like you're close to accomplishing your goals and you want to keep going, if you take that time for yourself, then you can really have the energy to be able to be present and engaged with your life and to watch it all unfold. But if you're like in a rocky mindset, if you're just like depleted and you're tired, you're not going to actually be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor as much, because you're not, like, you're scattered, you know? So I feel like if you take that time to yourself beforehand, then when things really do start to pick up for you and, you know, your dreams are coming to fruition, you can really, really be there for it. You can intentionally be there for it, intentionally enjoy it, and just really be present for it, which is like all you could ask for, right? And like all that you want to really experience. So to me, when I take this time for myself, it looks like allowing myself to rest, maybe get more sleep in a little bit. It looks like me journaling. I really, really love journaling. I find it to be so helpful in processing my emotions and also just like getting things out of my system. Maybe taking baths, doing more self-care, going on walks, calling friends, or just like isolating in my room. And I usually deactivate social media. I usually just like to fully kind of disappear into my little cocoon and just kind of like sit with myself, sit with any emotions that are coming up. And then beyond the kind of like processing part, I also just like really like to take that time to implement things and to implement new routines. I did this recently with being unemployed and having so much free time. I like didn't have a routine that I was sticking to, and it was really stressing me out at first. And this whole process of like implementing discipline has been like such an enlightening experience for me of just like finding balance. But I deactivated my Instagram and I was like going on social media less so I could really just focus inward on my life, like my real life in front of me, on implementing new routines, new ways of being, on honestly just like watching movies and like hanging out with myself too. Like, this also doesn't have to be this like dire situation of like having to sit with emotions and isolate yourself and having it be this kind of like sad or dreadful thing. It can also just be like a fun, intentional thing where it's kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna go and like hang out with myself a little bit, which is so fun, and learn more about myself and discover more about myself and my interests and my likes and my dislikes, and like listen to music that I've never listened to before that I've always wanted to. Or like, for me, one of the happiest like 2-week periods of my entire life was like a couple of years ago, where I deactivated all of my social media, and I was just so present with myself and my life in front of me, and I felt so much intimacy with my life. And I got in this like really amazing routine where I was just like cooking yummy meals every day, and then at night I would smoke weed and watch a new movie every night. And that is how I discovered like a lot of my favorite movies that I genuinely feel like have enriched my life so much and like helped shape me into who I am in like subtle ways. And I just loved doing that with myself. And I feel like when you take that time to just kind of like retreat back to yourself, and like I said, it could be when you're having a hard time, but it also could just be when you just want to spend some time with yourself. I feel like it just helps you develop so much as a person, and it really just shows outwardly. It shows in your interactions with people, it shows in your confidence, and it really shows in just the way that you feel in your everyday life when you take that time to kind of unplug from the outside world and just really reconnect with yourself and your energy, and just, yeah, your very unique energy, because we're all so different. And I feel like there's so much like seeking that goes on, especially in this day and age with like so much social media and just so much capitalism, and just feeling like you have to do this new thing, or you have to get better, or like just change all of these things about yourself, or add all of these things. But really, I think that like the key is just returning to what is already there, just your natural essence and everything that is already within you. Like you already have it all here. It's just a matter of like connecting to it and like reveling in it, and then like expressing from that place. And that really truly is what makes people stand out. The people that I love to witness, that I just like am so just enamored by, are the people that are just so deeply and truly themselves and honor everything that makes them them, their likes, their dislikes. And a lot of times you discover those things from spending time with yourself, or from being intentional, or from unplugging from what everybody else is doing and everybody else's opinions, and just really tuning into you and what feels right to you, and watching movies that you like, listening to music that you like, going on adventures with yourself, whatever it is that you feel a calling to, just really taking the time to do that. And like I said, I know how fun it is to share with the outside world, to express, to be seen. Like I love that so much, but it makes you shine so much brighter when you take that time to pour into yourself first. Like it just really, really does. It shows in every way, and it's just like so magical. And this is like a continual journey too, right? It's not like a one and done thing, but just like really being in tune with yourself and your intuition, and just feeling into the different cycles of life. I feel like especially in fall, winter too, a lot of us feel that natural call to kind of go within more, or to be inside the house, to be cozy, to kind of like explore different hobbies that like resonate with that, you know, time of the year, because usually it cools down and we just want to do things that are more nourishing, or we want to like lock in a little bit more and stuff. So just kind of like honoring that, and, you know, just taking that time to maybe be with yourself and slow things down. I feel like summer is like such an active time of the year, and it's so fun. And then fall comes around, and it's so nice to just kind of like slow down and reconnect with yourself. I feel like I always find myself doing this more this time of year, but it can happen anytime. So just really being aware with yourself, and like listening to those internal like nudges of like, okay, I feel like I need to unplug for a little bit and be with myself. And this also might be like a very introverted thing. I definitely recharge from spending time alone, and I know that's not necessarily the case for everybody, but I do feel like when you spend time away from outside influence, you just automatically like learn more about yourself, or connect more deeply with yourself in just like certain special ways that you don't when you are with people. And you also reconnect with yourself and with people in special ways when you are with people. You learn so much from interacting with people. Like we're such social creatures that I really do think that interacting is so important, and that is like where we learn a lot about ourselves. And kind of like how you can think that you're really healed when you're single and you're going through this healing era, and then you get in a relationship and you're faced with all these triggers, and it's like, oh shit, you really learn when it's like you're faced with another person. But I really, really, really do think, there I am with the reallys, I really do think that when you take that time to yourself, it just shows. And finding like a healthy balance of the two, maybe spending a night with yourself and then going out with friends the next day and just implementing. It really takes time to implement. It's like we can conceptualize all of these changes that we want to make, and they don't just happen overnight. Like, they take time, and it's hard when we have other things going on and other obligations and distractions. And so trust me, I know it can be hard to take the time to unplug, and even that is like a luxury within itself. But kind of just like taking things off your plate and allowing yourself maybe a week to just focus when you have your free time on yourself and just doing one thing at a time, and just, you know, finding any pockets of free time that you have and really taking advantage of that to pour into yourself. Another way that I really like to pour into myself is meditating first thing in the morning. I feel like if I can take that time to get my energy right, kind of tune in with my inner world, take inventory, see what's going on, and just, you know, set my intentions for the day, set my frequency for the day, get myself right, it shows in my day. It really, really does. When I take that time to myself first, to pour into myself, it shows in the way I feel, which is truly the most important thing. And then it reflects outwardly to other people too, like the mood that I'm in, the energy that I bring. And it really can be a ripple effect if I like can get myself right, and then I can be like a vessel for love and, you know, truth for other people. And then they can carry that on too to other people. Like, it's so important, you guys. It's so important for ourselves and for everybody. And it just makes life a lot more just like fun and beautiful. But yeah, you guys, I just feel like it's very important to not compare yourself to anybody else, and to just know that like you have time, you really do. And I know I can get stressed about feeling like I'm getting older, and I'm like in my like late 20s now. I'm like, what the fuck? How did this happen? And I feel like this pressure come on sometimes, but just like really breathing through that and just knowing that I would rather live my life in a way that feels good and where I actually like I feel good, and that if that means slowing down and taking the time to ensure that, like, I would much rather prefer that, and just going at my own pace and just trusting that like tuning my frequency is helping in so many more ways than I can even imagine, and just kind of getting myself in the receiving mode and open to like receiving blessings and just open to attracting the things that I want to attract. It just makes life a lot easier that way. It doesn't always have to be this super action-oriented, like grinding way of like attracting things. A lot of times when I've manifested things in my life, it has been when I put the intention out and just allowed myself to like have fun and do the things that really make me feel good, and then it like surprises me and pops into my life. And of course, you know, things take action, and we have to put in the intentional action and the work to make things happen, but it really is about that balance of action and then also your frequency, just kind of getting yourself in the space to receive those things like energetically. So that just really isn't something that we can ignore or like dismiss. Like, it truly really is very important. But anyways, you guys, I hope that you're able to take something away from this video, and I think it's just really important for us to remember that we can't pour from an empty cup, and that it is safe and okay to slow down, and that it will show later on in ways that will feel so worth it to us. And that time really just like pouring into yourself and tending to yourself is never a waste. Ever, ever, ever a waste. It always shows. The things that you do internally always will reflect outwardly. So really taking that time to yourself is just such a blessing to your future self. So, and I know for a fact that your future self will thank you, because oh my God, it has taken me so long to get to the point where I feel like I have genuinely made changes in my life and genuinely got to a point where I'm even able to record them and talk about them, because I feel like I cannot talk about something unless I have genuinely like embodied and implemented it to a degree. Like, obviously it's a never ending journey, and I never want to come across like I have it all together, all figured out, because that could not be further from the truth. And I am just constantly learning and never coming from a place of superiority or ever like I have it together. Like I don't, okay? I don't. I'm telling you I don't. But I have made genuine, real, palpable changes in my life. And that is because I have leaned into healing, and I have leaned into spending that time with myself, even when I didn't want to, even when it was really painful. And also when it just felt fun, you know? It's like, it's just such a long, never-ending journey, but I just feel so grateful for my past self. Like, these videos is kind of a new thing. You know, I've put out like less than 20 videos, but the wisdom that I have acquired and, you know, the work that it has taken to get to this point, it's been years and years and years. And I wish I could just show you guys my whole journey, because I have come such a long way, but it really has. Like, I just have so many memories of just like sitting alone in my room and journaling and praying and talking out loud and going on bike rides, just like leaving my phone at home, going on bike rides, just like laying and touching grass because I felt like I was going insane, you know? And just like so many times going to the park with my journal and just spending time with myself. And it really, really, really helped me to heal and helped me to get to a place where I was just experiencing so many beautiful things later on. And I could just like look back at those times where I just felt so grateful for my past self, for like sitting through that and for pouring into me and developing me and exploring and all of that. It just, it pays off so much, and it's just such a beautiful journey that you get to go on with yourself, and then that you get to share with other people. And like, the work I have done in the past has allowed me to like have such beautiful friendships with people and have had such beautiful experiences and relationships with people that I never would have had otherwise if I hadn't taken that time to just get myself right and to just sit in stillness and quiet and to just listen and sit with myself and do all of those things. So I am telling you that you can make such big changes in your life, and you can show up so much more confidently in your own unique energy, and you can embody yourself even more, and you can implement things that you want to implement. But it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of effort, and it maybe takes a little bit of sacrifice of not getting this attention that you want in the moment, but it will come later on, and you'll be able to enjoy it even more thoroughly. So yeah, you guys, I hope that you were able to take something away from this, and just know that I believe in you so much, and you're not missing out on anything either. It's like, just really allow yourself to enjoy your own company and to know that it doesn't last forever. And obviously don't go too far on one end. Don't like isolate yourself and become like a complete hermit. Like, there's people in your life that love you and care about you and want to see you, you know? So don't go, I feel like, too far on either end. Try to just really find a balance and communicate to the people in your life if you're needing a little bit more alone time. That's something I'm working on. I can definitely tend to disappear, and I'm really, really trying to get better at communicating to my friends what's going on, so that, you know, it doesn't feel like it's being taken personally or anything like that. But yeah, you guys, just try to find a healthy balance. I know that's what I'm trying to do, and just know, yeah, that time is never wasted. It's always going to come back to you times 10 in a better way. And like, you're just not missing out on anything. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to take that time. So anyways, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much if you watched this. I really, really appreciate you guys witnessing me and just giving me your energy and attention and support. It truly means so much, like more than I can even express. And I just feel so grateful to be making these videos finally. It's something that I wanted to do for so long, and I'm just really, really grateful and excited. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys again in a video soon. Okay, bye!